quiet luxury versus loud luxury. Well, this is subtle. Loud and proud. What's that? Everybody, I thought I would give my 2p worth for a change. I'm going to do that with you wonky as well, because we've still not got to 4,000 subscribers. I've still not bought my tripod, so we'll have a wonky chat. I thought I would jump onto the bandwagon. I've seen a number of videos recently and I find this topic really interesting, so I thought we'd have a bit of a discussion. I say discussion, I'm talking at you, we're not actually talking back to me yet. Hopefully you will be. Put loads of thoughts in the comments section below please, because I would love to see what you think, because I find this a really interesting one and I don't even, what we'll see, I haven't even made my own mind up. So, quiet luxury versus loud luxury. Oh wow, what a topic. It's just everywhere at the moment. I believe this stemmed from Gwyneth Paltrow. So what side of the fence do I sit on? Look at this. I mean, I've got a lot of in your face logo monogram. This is just one piece. Well, this is subtle. Loud and proud. Oh, what's that? Can't see any branding on it. So, I love both. What a surprise. Joe's on the fence. Well, I'm not really on the fence. I'm just like, I'm straddling the fence. I've got a foot in both camps. I'm uncomfortable. No, I basically, I love both. So, Cassie did a video on this and I thought it was really interesting. And one of the brands she mentioned was Loro Piana. And Loro Piana come up, I think, a lot in this. Oh, let me show you why. Something. I just pulled this out of a magazine earlier. Pulled it out ready and forgot to bring it here. So, yeah, this is a picture of a Loro Piana bag. Basically, I was flicking through the Harrods magazine, probably an old one. I was flicking from back to front like I do. Can't afford anything anyway. And I saw this. Now I saw that and my immediate thought was, ooh, that's nice. That's tasteful. Not that I want to buy it because it's the shape isn't a shape that agrees with me, but I looked at it and thought, that looks nice. Just looking at it, the craftsmanship looks good, the leather looks sumptuous. Now this is a Loro Piana bale bag. That is priced at £2,165. £2,165. But it looks lovely. And I'll read you what they say about it. Ah, look at this. A lovely clean slate, just in time for spring. But what's that we spy? Slouching nonchalantly in the middle of the page. Could it be the new It bag for people who don't do It bags? A beautifully crafted leather creation from If You Know You Know favourite Loro Piana. Yes, his cool customer is a bale bag, and like everything that Loro Piana touches, it doesn't have to shout for your attention, it's already got it. I just thought that was really interesting given how much talk there's been about this If You Know You Know and quiet luxury versus loud luxury. Now, one of the items from Loro Piana that Cassie mentioned was this. This is the Summer Charms Walk loafer with this white sole from Loro Piana. And again, it is If You Know, You Know. But isn't everything? Now this is loud, this is Gucci, this is, but again, it is If You Know, You Know. I mean, do you know that that is Gucci? I mean, yeah, probably a lot of people here, yeah, you do. But just generally out on the street, you know, would my neighbours know what this is? No. Have my neighbours even heard of Hermes, let alone know that this is a PICOTIN 18 in gold Clements with gold hardware? I Absolutely not. They wouldn't have a clue. I could tell them I bought it at Marks and Spencer's and they'd probably believe me. So I guess where I'm going with this is you don't have to be one camp or the other. I'm quite happily sitting in both. For me, genuinely for me, it's about buying what you like and what you love. I love monogram. I saw this and I love the colours. Now, again, I think a lot of this comes down to your motivation for buying luxury as well. And, you know, you could say that it is your motivation, right? Let's take this as an example. Is my motivation, or was my motivation for buying this to say, look at me, I can afford Gucci? Was that my motivation? I can actually tell you absolutely it was not, because if you look at this and you know anything about Gucci, you know about this, or even if you just Google this, right? This is from the children's collection. So this isn't me saying, look at me, look how much money I've got or did have before I shopped, I'm wearing Gucci. This is me saying, I really like the design of this. I really like these colours of the pink and the green together. It called to me, I found it pretty and I bought it. I'm 5'3", I'm not got a big frame, I'm quite small boned, and I managed to squeeze into an age 12 girl's jumper. Now, does that say I've got money? No, it doesn't. It says, look at the, if you want, you could say, look at the tightwad that wanted to wear Gucci but couldn't afford adults Gucci and bought children's Gucci. Right? You could say that. Is that good status? No, of course it's not. I bought this because I thought it was pretty. And yeah, so I think with all of this, I think people can take it too seriously. I think though, with the whole if you know, you know, and look at how subtle it is, well, the more that stuff's around, the more people know. So take these a number of years ago, maybe not many people knew. Well, they know now. These are, you know, these are a lot on Instagram. You see these a lot of ways. By the way, I will just say, you can see mine are quite well worn from wearing them through the woods. These are so comfy. I highly recommend these, by the way. These are super, super comfy. Maybe a darker colour, if you're worried about getting them ruined. But these were super comfy from day one, and go down the size. But yeah, these, yeah, and if you can get them without, you can just get the summer, walk without the charms. So they don't have this bit here, and the rest is the same. So even less obvious. But this white, although it has been copied, this white sole here is a telltale. I can see people wearing these and just look at the tiniest corner and go, I know what they are, I know that's Loro Piana, right? Well, how long before there's more people that do that? Then it's no longer quiet, is it? Would these become loud? That's what I think is really interesting about this. Would then everybody have to move on, you know? And I think it's, again, like I say, I mentioned motivations. I love Louis Vuitton monogram. I just love it. It makes me happy. I love it, and that's why I have so much in it. It's canvas, so it's carefree. I love my Louis Vuitton canvas pieces as one of the most things out of my collection because they're hard wearing and I don't have to worry about the English weather. So that is a massive appeal to me. I just think that if your motivation is to be like part of this more elitist club, you know, I can afford, I'm making this up by the way, this is Reese and the Sale. So it's the cashmere hoodie, right? 100% cashmere hoodie. But I could easily say to you, so my Loro Piana, this is £1,000 from Loro Piana, because this is the finest cashmere. Looking at me now on camera, you're not going to know the difference. You know, bought it from the Row or something like that, that's just really expensive for very subtle. Now, if your motivation for that is just you really want that good quality, then great. And you know, if you're of a means that you can afford to buy that and not think about it and not worry, then great. But for me, if I'm spending money on luxury, I want it for me to be different and stand out to non-luxury. I don't want to spend a lot of money on something that looks the same as something that wasn't, when I could have just bought something that wasn't. As long as it's good enough quality, it's not going to fall apart. So yeah, so is this trying to create a new extra elite club that, you know, mere normal mortals like me are never going to be a part of? Maybe. I don't know. I just find it really interesting, like I say, that whole if you know and quiet, because I do think that's going to change over time, because especially the more that we talk about it on on YouTube, for example, in this luxury community, the more that we talk about it, the more people know. So yeah, so I don't know what that does. If that makes it bigger, does it make it smaller? And if we're becoming more elitist and more expensive for like a plain cashmere top, for example, but then more people know about it. I don't know. Is it just more people going, oh look, sucker over there spent £1,000 on a cashmere jumper? I don't know. Like I said, that wouldn't be me, because each to their own. I really don't care. Like I say, I have a foot squarely in both camps, and I buy what I like. I love these. I bought these to and I chose this colour to match my Hermes special order bag. That was my motivation for this colour. I bought them because I saw a friend had them and they were so comfortable, and I was like, ooh, they just look nice and good quality. But they are expensive, and for me they're on that tipping point of I wouldn't really want to spend any more on a pair of suede loafers. Like I say, you could say that this is some people might think that this is a little bit loud, being Hermes. Again, it comes down to whether you know or not. I just picked this randomly out of my collection because it was, you know, for me it wasn't a Kelly or a Birkin, it was one of the lesser known styles, and it was just in this like nice neutral colour. I could see it. And also when I saw this Loro Piano bail bag, it did remind me of a Picotin. That was my first thought. If I can get that. It did slightly remind me of a, so I'm trying to get one big and one small. It did remind me of the Picotin a little bit. It's a slightly awkward shape, not going to lie, that's why I just have the one now. It's not a bag I use all the time, but I absolutely love the craftsmanship and the leather. So yeah, let me know what you think about this loud versus quiet. I hope it doesn't become too much of a thing. I hope it blows over, and I hope it doesn't become too much. I think the danger with these things is that it brings judgment into play, and I just really hope that we don't get too much judgment. I think we get, as a luxury community, I think we're subject to judgment enough anyway. Like, you spent how much on what? You know, you could have bought a house and you bought all these handbags instead, or, you know, you could have bought a small hatchback for the price of that Birkin. I don't want a hatchback, I want a Birkin. You know, it can be very judgmental. It can be a very judgmental place, and I really hope that this doesn't make it worse. At the end of the day, buy what makes you happy. If a big, loud logo makes you happy, buy it. If wearing something that you go, oh, no one knows what I'm wearing, makes you happy, buy it. I do think as well, the only other thing I will say, which I think is pro quiet luxury, is that if less people know, and you're less obvious with your luxury, then you're less likely to be, you know, a target for thieves. That is the one advantage over it, if I'm really honest. But I mean, with something like this, I mean, there's so many fakes around anyway. You could just pretend it was fake if you were worried. Not how I'm sure that would go, you know, walking on the street. I'm wearing a fake, don't rob me. I don't know how that would work. But anyway, that was me. Those were my ramblings. There's much more informative videos out there on this topic. But yeah, like I say, I really don't know. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. But I really don't know, you know, I look at people sometimes in this like head to toe luxury quiet look, and I think that looks really classy. I think it looks really nice. And then I see someone else in a loud, brash, and I go, yeah, that looks cool. So I think that it just depends, you know, on your mood, and it's a bit like hardware. I think of it as like handbag hardware. You know, some people are very much only palladium, some people are like only gold. I don't discriminate with the hardware colour either. I like everything. I think I would shop less if I didn't. That would probably help me. But yeah, I think it depends on, for me it's a case of buy what you like, as long as you can afford it and it makes you happy, then it's absolutely nobody else's business. And if you know, if you want to wear as many logos as possible and that makes you happy, then you do it. Who cares? I think that at the moment, and I think with everything that we've been through with COVID as well, you know, we've come up, well, for us in England, you know, we've very much come out the other side of that. And I think it makes you appreciate things a bit more, and it makes you think a bit more, well, let's just live and let live. As long as it's not hurting somebody else, then what does it matter? I mean, okay, this might hurt some people's eyes a little bit, but what does it matter? Do what makes you happy is my final word on it. Buy what makes your heart sing, and mix and match it if you want. If you want to do all quiet and then make it loud with one piece and one accessory, then why not do that? I just, like I say, I hope it doesn't split this community at all. I hope it doesn't become, for me, luxury is not about money. Oh, it's about money, you've got to pay for it. But it's not about status. I've spoken to this before in a video I did about like Birkins, it's a status item. For me, no, that wasn't my motivation. I buy what I think is pretty. For some people that may not be the same motivation. You know, for some people it might be that they want to be logoed up as much as possible because they want to say, look, I can afford Louis Vuitton, or look, I can afford Chanel with my big CCs. Someone else may go for a Chanel reissue and go, look, I like Chanel, but I like it more understated without the Karl Lagerfeld CCs and with more the, you know, Coco Chanel, you know, like the reissue style, the Mademoiselle class vlog. You know, they're both the same price bag. You know, you buy a reissue, you buy the equivalent timeless classic flat, it's the same price. So it's not necessarily about wealth, it's about impression. If that's your motivation, you might be more inwardly looking and just buying what makes you happy and not thinking about other people seeing you. It's a very interesting topic. So yeah, I'm going to stop babbling on now. I probably have waffled. I will edit this back and go, what the hell is she on? Notes would have been good. Structured notes would have been good. Future. Anyway, I'm going to go and find a Chanel box and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.